Welcome to Omae TV channel. Omae is an Igala word meaning my brother, my sister. This is what we'll be doing on this channel. We'll be inspiring you through the right information to be the best brother or sister that you should be. Is it Nigerian to Bangladesh that they pulled us out and they were like, Nigeria? We said yes. Nigeria? You say yes. They now said excuse us. And then they now excuse the three of us. And the sad thing is that we don't have a female in our midst. You know, if there's even like a female, like they'll consider that thing. But now we are all guys and they now excused us to one room. Then literally they were not asking questions. They were just looking at us. At some point, I was not even sure if something wasn't wrong with me. Like I kept looking.
You said you're looking at yourself, you're suspecting yourself.
I was now looking at myself. Yes, maybe I've done something. So they now said, okay, your bag. They removed the bags. They checked everything, looked at the passport. They were just going back and forth. And I was just wondering, what have we done? They had to call the hotel where we are going to lodge and ask questions if we're really lodged there. Different questions. And then at the end of it, I just said, that's the cost of being in Nigeria.
You remember the same thing happened to us on our way back to Nigeria from Amsterdam?
Exactly. Yeah.
That they were asking us for documents that don't even exist in this world just because of our passports.
Yeah, because you are a Nigerian. So, Chelsea, interesting part you've given me in part of coming. You talked about coming in legally. So I've seen a lot of Nigerians that have moved in with families. I've heard of a story of a woman that her husband actually sent her and her kids to Canada, to UK. And the plan is this, that they will go in there, get established, then the man will come join. Then I've seen the case whereby the rate went high, like the pounds to Naira stuff. The man couldn't sustain that support he used to send back. He used to send some money every month. Now he can't even manage to do that. So we have that route. A lot of people are doing that, saying, okay, let my wife go, let the spouse go. Will you advise that kind of a strategy where one person will go before the other, or the wife and the kids go? In your take with what you've seen, what would be your advice?
If we're doing one person go, I'd say the husband go first and go and make sure everything is sorted. Never send your wife and kids. Very bad idea. She would struggle. She would literally struggle. And what route are we talking about? Most times the route people are talking about is care job, the skilled worker visa. And I don't know if you've seen the news lately. You've seen Nigerians coming here and being stranded and fighting because they were sold skilled worker visa at a ridiculous amount. By the way, right now, skilled worker visa is as expensive as £18,000. That's over 18 million.
Wow.
Yes, skilled worker visa. And then people spend that money, they sell their whole everything and bring themselves here, and there are no jobs. It's been trending all over the internet lately how Nigerians are stranded in the UK, coming in and they are all stranded.
18 million, Chelsea. Yep. Sorry, I'm just trying to process.
It's even more than 18 million because with the present exchange rate, it's more than 18 million.
For a visa?
Yep. The skilled worker visa. Just to bring you here. That does not include your flight. That does not include your health insurance, your IHS. That does not include all the tests you have to run. There's no accommodation guaranteed. Nothing. That's just the visa. Just for them to give you that letter of sponsorship. Just that letter. It's that expensive right now. So for some companies, even more than that. And people sell all they have, buy that, and they get here and they are stranded because those companies do not have actual jobs. And because you came in on that kind of visa that says that you're working with that company, you're only allowed to work 20 hours extra with another company. Because in the government system, you are working for the company that brought you.
Oh,
exactly. So people would not tell you. A lot of people are lying. Like oftentimes, like I tell most Nigerians, to be honest, you see them, once they reach here, they start a YouTube channel or a TikTok page, they buy ring lights, They wear their makeup, their wig, and they do, hi, today, watch me, get ready with me on the day of a Nigerian in the UK, blah, blah, blah. And everybody sees and they're like, oh, she has gone to the UK, I want to go too. You don't know that after she off that video, there's something else happening in the background. No, let's just say the way it is, to be honest. After she turns off that video, there's something else happening in the background. Exactly.
Hmm.
She's probably squatting some. But I know Nigerians here who, since they came, they've been jumping from one house to the other, borrowing money from
Interesting.
people, squatting with people.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. How and why? Don't just leave and come here because you want to jackpot. Don't just leave and come here without a plan B, no money, nothing. Don't just leave and come here because one family member has promised you that the moment you're entering, you're getting a job. That's a
Hmm.
lie. That's a lie because you can't even get a job the moment you're entering because there are documents you have to provide. You have to get your NIN before you can get a job. Your NIN takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So anybody that tells you the moment you're entering, you're getting a job, that's a lie. There are documents you have to provide in order for you to even get a job in this country. So you need
Oh.
all those. Make sure all these things are in place. Don't go to the UK. I want to go to. You don't know that after she off that video, there's something else happening in the background. No, let's just say the way it is. To be honest, after she turns off that video, there's something else happening in the background. Exactly.
Hmm.
She's probably squatting some. But I know Nigerians here who, since they came, they've been jumping from one house to the other, borrowing money from
Interesting.
people, squatting with people.
Interesting.
So that's what I'm saying. How and why? Don't just leave and come here because you want to jackpot. Don't just leave and come here without a plan B, no money, nothing. Don't just leave and come here because one family member has promised you that the moment you're entering, you're getting a job. That's a
Hmm.
lie. That's a lie because you can't even get a job the moment you're entering because there are documents you have to provide. You have to get your NIN before you can get a job. Your NIN takes about 2 to 3 weeks. So anybody that tells you the moment you're entering, you're getting a job, that's a lie. There are documents you have to provide in order for you to even get a job in this country. So you need
Oh.
all those. Make sure all these things are in place. Don't allow people deceive you. Don't go on TikTok and watch every video of, oh, get ready with me as a single lady has this in the day of. When I first relocated, everybody was asking me, oh, have you started your YouTube page? People kept calling and asking me, so how should I do it? I don't. I'm serious. Like, I would never stop people from relocating, but have a plan. Do not just
Hmm.
jump at it. Don't go because everybody is going.
Have
So
a
people,
plan.
for some people, it's just peer pressure. Because if you think it's because of the naira you have, it has
Hmm.
no value because once you convert that naira to pounds, it has no value. And rent here is paid per month. You have
Oh.
bills to pay per
So
month.
so just hold that thought on the rent part, which is very interesting. And this is where my question is. If I have, okay, like using my family, I have two amazing kids and I'm moving to the UK. Wouldn't I be able to stay in a single room just the way I do in Nigeria, like stay in
Nope.
one room, manage
Nope.
through, and
Nope.
when I'm stable, then I get a bigger apartment. What is
Nah.
no, no,
So
no?
the UK government doesn't allow that. If you're married, you cannot rent a one-room apartment. You have to rent and
Oh,
you have two kids. Now it also depends on the ages of your kids. Your kids are also may
okay.
not be allowed to stay in one room to share one if they are different sex children.
I don't
Like for
understand. Is
you.
that their business? That's not
No,
their
that's
business.
no,
These are
that's
my.
the rule in the UK. That's it. That's
I
it.
don't understand.
If your child at any point starts school and goes to
Mm-hmm.
school and tells her teacher, I share a room with my brother, social
Mm-hmm.
services can come and take your children away from you permanently. You will never see them again.
My children that I brought in from Nigeria. Someone will now come and take my kids. No, 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 no. I don't understand. Okay, in Nigeria, typically, I've seen couples that get married, they stay in one room, safe con. Even within that room, they give birth to three, four kids, and
Not
then
here.
gradually God begins to bless them. You see them moving into maybe one bedroom, two bedroom, and all that. So, what stops a Nigerian going to UK starting small?
It's not allowed. You can't be a family and rent one. In fact, nobody's even going to rent one room out to you as a family. The only thing I've seen Nigerians
Interesting.
do is
Mm-hmm.
they would rent a two-bedroom. Now, at that two-bedroom, mind you, it depends on the age of your kids and the sex of your kids. If your kids are grown
Interesting.
enough, they are wise, and they are grown enough, different sex of kids are not allowed to stay in one room. They have to have two different rooms. Like for you now, there's an age your children will get to, and you have to get a 3 bedroom, one room for the girl, one room for the boy. Now,
Okay.
what I've seen Nigerians do is that they get that 3 bedroom,
Mm,
then they rent out the other, they sublet the other 2 rooms, and they will squeeze
mm,
themselves in one room with the children so that they can get their money back. They sublet the other 2 rooms to different people. But
okay.
that is also a risky thing because if the government or the landlord or whichever ever finds out, that is a huge problem because it's not allowed here.
Oof. It's like these guys are monitoring spirits. Like,
So that's
I
why I was
don't
telling
understand.
you that it's like 99 days for the thief, 1 day for the owner. Some people might get
Okay.
away with it. They might always get away with it whenever. But the day you
Mm-hmm.
will be caught, trust me, the fact that first of all, Nigerian being in Nigeria is a ticking time bomb. The day you are caught, no matter the
Mm.
money you think you have spent on their country, you'll be treated and you don't want to be in that kind of situation.
Okay. That aside, now that is clear that okay, if I have maybe kids at some certain age, they have to stay separately in different rooms. So now, what's the cost of an average room now? Like, should I say a safe con, a 1 bedroom flat, 2 bedroom? I don't know how is the accommodation like.
So
What's
I
the
think it
cost?
depends. It depends on no. There's self con here is called like a studio apartment,
Okay,
and
studio
that
apartment.
all depends on the location where you are in the UK. So
Hmm.
there are some locations you can get a studio apartment for £700 per month.
£700. That's like seven
That's
hundred
over
thousand.
700k over with the present
I don't
exchange.
understand.
That's 700k, yeah, per month. And then that's not just the fee you're paying. You also have to pay a security deposit. So for every house you
Okay.
take, you pay a security deposit. Then if you are a worker, like for me, students are exempted from tax, so I don't pay
Hmm.
tax. But if you are like a
Okay.
regular person, you still have to pay council tax monthly. So for living
So
in a
I
house, you pay council
so for
tax.
sorry, let me cut you here so I get this clearly. For staying in a studio apartment, which is equivalent to a safe con, that is just a
It's
room.
not even equivalent to a self-con, my dear, because the kitchen is not
Okay.
the kitchen is not separated. It's like
Oh, I don't own the kitchen.
no, like they put you on the kitchen and then the bed and your kitchen are facing each other. Do you get? Like it's not like a
Wait,
self-con in Nigeria where there's still
okay,
a
where your
door
kitchen?
that leads to your
Yes,
kitchen,
yes,
right?
yes,
No,
yes.
that's not how
Yeah.
it is here. No.
Hmm.
It's very tricky,
Then
and that's
I
like that 700. Let me say is like the minimum. Oh. So most times, studio apartments is like 1k pounds, 1k plus
that's
800
1 million naira on an average, 1
month
million naira.
per month
Plus minus 1 million naira
per
every month.
month per month, and then
Every
it
month.
depends. It also depends if the bills in the house are inclusive. Like to be honest, students have life a bit easier. Like most apartment students get are bills inclusive.
Hmm.
So that's why I'm telling you, coming as a family is very, very, very tricky. Because imagine you're paying your rent monthly,
Mhm.
you're paying your bills. Your bills is pay as you go. If you feel that the weather is too cold for you, you decide to on heater and roast yourself. You when the bill come, your eye will clear. So when you see most Nigerians here, they get the house, they don't on heater at all. They'll wear 3 jackets inside their house, cover blankets because it's very cold. I would not lie.
Oh, so the meter is okay. Sorry, the heater is metered, right?
Yes.
So it
Yeah.
reads and then they get to know how much I need to pay.
Yeah. So for some houses, I've seen them put like a device in the house that helps to
Okay.
calculate how much they've used. They have like a meter. But then
Okay.
again, for some, they don't have that. The government just like every month you are sent like a bill
Hmm.
of your meter. This is what you've used. Pay of this amount. This is what you've used this month. So I think it's
Like
like it's
like like
tracked.
use as you go, like the regular NEPA bill that we get in
Yes.
Nigeria. Like
So it's not the more you use, the more your money comes. So if you use so much, you can
interesting.
get like recently a colleague of mine told me for a month she got a bill of over 2k pounds. Said she called them and told them, I don't run a hotel, I don't run a hotel, I don't run a bakery. So why are you giving me this kind of bill? They told her that's what she has used. She said, no, there's no way they can tell her that's what she
Two
has
K
used.
pounds. That's like she used 2 million
2 million for
naira
a
to
month.
warm to warm her body.
for a month.
Like I don't understand to
Like,
warm my body. You know why this is interesting for me? Because I'm trying to look at what's the average cost of a studio apartment. I'm using the same UK language now. What's the average cost of it in Maitama
here
now?
is 300K
I'm
now.
using I'm using
500K.
Maitama now in a
Okay,
month.
let's say five in a month. No, no, in Nigeria
Yeah.
it's yearly now.
No, so I'm trying to calculate that to see even if it's in a year, then maybe I divide it by 12 to know what
So I
the
think
cost would be.
maybe a
So
studio
in
apartment.
Maitama now,
If it's
yeah,
like a proper student apartment in
yeah,
Maitama, maybe 700 to 1 million, maybe a
in
proper
a
one.
year,
Yes,
in
in
a year,
Nigeria. Mm-hmm.
I think
Maybe
it should be
700 to
more.
1 million, and that's
Let's say
divided by
one, let's say 1
that's
million in
83K.
Maitama.
That's 83K per month.
Okay, so that's let's even make it 100K per month. Then I'm trying to equate 100K and then 1 million in the UK. I
See,
know someone listening will now scream and say, but I'm just trying to imagine what I'm enjoying in Nigeria because I'm
exactly.
just trying to look at my life here and then look at what my
I
life will
think
look like.
the
Somebody say,
two
yeah, but the
things we
security.
have in Nigeria we're enjoying rent,
Hmm,
taxless. We don't pay all those ridiculous stuff. If
hmm,
it's our electricity, yes, we don't have permanent. The difference is here, electricity never
hmm,
goes off. You have 247 electricity, it never goes off, and all those
hmm,
stuff. But in Nigeria, of course, before you see lights, sometimes you first like hope and wish on gen fuel is expensive and all of that. So the one thing I miss about Nigeria, to be honest, is
yeah,
yearly
yeah,
rents.
yeah. I wanted to come to that question, but maybe not to jump into that. I want to see now with all this, what will be the perfect route you will advise a Nigerian to take? I know you've talked about coming in legally, but all you've seen with all you've heard, what will you say a typical Nigerian should do to come into the
I
UK?
know it's
I would
not.
have loved to
I would
have
not
the
say.
Canada experience clearly, but unfortunately, Sam J is not on the call. Maybe if he joins, but if he doesn't, maybe I have to bring him in the next session. Yeah. So, what will be that for you in terms of the right route?
To be honest, I can't say what is the right route, but I would say what I have seen that is more suitable for Nigerians that come in is those that come in through real work routes. Like they already,
Mm,
like a company was bringing you in. That's
mhm,
just, in fact, just 0.2% of Nigerians here are actually in that situation. They got a job, the company brought them in, the company paid for the first 3 months accommodation, the company
mhm,
sponsored their flight and everything, bringing them here.
mhm,
So they don't struggle. Like in that first 3 months, if you're still being paid salary. So in that three
mhm,
months, you're not coming in, you're struggling to get an apartment. You're coming in, there's a house already, flight is paid for. It means that all the money you had from Nigeria, you still have it to sustain yourself, it's still safe, and then you're still receiving salary as you're coming in, you're working and receiving
mhm,
salary. That's
mhm,
literally a perfect route. Any other
mm,
route aside that, for some, to be honest, different things work for different people. For some people, they
mm,
struggle a lot. For some other people, it works out. They figure out a way around it. So I wouldn't say there's one perfect way. I would just say what I've seen that work for people are those that come in not through care jobs, those that come in through like real job offers, and the company sponsors like their flight to come in with their family, sponsors like their accommodation for the first few months, and the moment they come in, they get straight on into the job. They are being paid salary already, so they are able to sort everything out. They don't need to like sell their whole livelihood and everything trying to get here and everything. All they just have to do is come in with your family, pack your clothes, and come, and then you just kickstart and go heads on. But aside that, the other routes I've seen, people have really, really, really struggled.
yeah, thank you so much, Chelsea, for at least clarifying that. Now, let's jump to that question where maybe three things
What do
that
I
you've
miss?
missed. What have you missed?
There's a lot, though.
uh,
There's a lot.
did
I
you
miss my
miss a lot?
friends.
Did you miss a lot?
I miss my friends. Like, I
Your
really
friends,
wish,
okay.
funny enough, flights are not cheap to go back as much as you want. Like,
Mm.
you can travel to any other way, very cheap flights. But once you decide to go to Nigeria from anywhere, flight is always like crazy expensive. So you
Wow.
don't have the luxury of flying back and forth every month,
Mm.
because flying back and forth every month, you're spending over £1,000. You can't be doing that for
Mm.
each trip. I miss my friends. I miss going out with my friends because I'm not a very social person. So I'm too much. I don't think I'm a bookworm. I don't think I'm a nerd, but I think I may be sometimes. My whole life revolves around my work and school.
Mm.
So I haven't really made like friends out here. So I miss my friends. Then I miss food. Oh god, yeah, African stores here, yes, but stores are really expensive. And then I miss things like pounded yam. Imagine buying a motor and bringing and you're pounding and your neighbors will report you. I miss pounded yam. We have pando yam. We have pando yam, but I want pounded yam.
You
Those
want
Benue
pounded
people
yam,
kind of
not
yam
pando
that they
yam.
pound. Ah, that's the
God.
one I want. I miss pounded yam. There's
Mm.
something. I miss goat meat. We have goat meat here, but the goat meat here is like the goats have not suffered. You know, our goats in
Adulterated.
Nigeria, our
Is it
goats in Nigeria have suffered. So the meat is different and it smells different.
Chelsea,
It
you are
tastes
not
different.
kind. Chelsea, you are not kind. Our goats in
The
Nigeria
goat
have
here,
suffered.
I'm serious. Like literally, if you eat the goat meat here, you not.
Mm.
It's not goat. I keep saying it's not goat. I don't know what they are giving us. But it's not goat because it's not good. It doesn't even have the aroma. It doesn't have the taste. I don't know what they are giving.
Are
Their
you?
goat is too butty. That's why it's tasting like that. It's too butty. I cannot.
You are not nice, Chelsea, at all. You are not. Okay, so our goats in Nigeria have suffered, just like the human beings in Nigeria, just like
Exactly.
Nigerians have suffered. So the goats too have
Yes,
suffered.
exactly. Exactly.
And so that's why we have the aroma in the goat. No, that's not a nice one, Chelsea. Nah.
Exactly.
Okay, so
Then
you've
what
told
else?
me.
I miss the yearly rent. I miss because even as a student, in
Hmm.
the last almost a year, I can't even calculate how much I've spent on rent. I can't calculate because I'm paying like £500 per month.
£500. Hold it.
Per
That's
month.
500K.
Yeah. That's over 500k with the exchange rate